Good day, everyone. Let us start our discussion with a morning prayer. Let's bow our heads and feel the presence of our Lord. Okay, good day, everyone. Today is our third week, and we are going to discuss facilities planning in food service industry. Okay, for the topic, we're going to discuss food service industry, categories, types, as well as facilities planning and design, the project team, the design sequence, the programming, and schematic design, as well as the different lining trends. Okay, so food service is a dominant segment of the hospitality industry that represents a significant proportion of the economy. It also a significant employer and has a significant role in every culture and society. Not only does food satisfy basic needs, it can also provide comfort. So, as we have discussed last meeting, that I remember telling you that today's economy or today's um, target market are focusing not only on the tangible but as well on intangible products. So they are more focused on the experience rather than the tangible product or the food. Okay? Or those things that the hospitality industry are offering them. If if even the food is delicious and the ambience is good, but the customers are not excellent or they do not experience that they are being served in accordance with their expectations, so they will not come back. Okay? And also, yes, this is right now, food service industry is a significant employer. So here in Tagaytay, as an example, we have different restaurants and hotels. Lots of our graduates from City College are working in those facilities, no, restaurants and hotels. So that's why it is. Um, lots of jobs for our graduates and for other uh, people in our locality. So food service, food accompanies celebrations or simple conversations with friends and family. It is one of the few sensory activities that allow people to taste flavor, smell aroma, see a visual presentation, touch texture, and perhaps hear the sounds of cooking. So all of our senses are functioning, no? Whenever we are in a restaurant or in a hotel, or even in tourism facilities or recreational facilities, because we are more experienced on how we respond to those products and services given to us, no? So that's why all of our senses are being affected, even if we are dining in a restaurants and hotel. Um, we are responding, you know, all our senses are working. So food is service is continually evolving. So there are different trends, you know, different changes, innovations. Especially today, we are suffering or we are facing COVID-19 pandemic. Okay, so right, we have the factors to successful food establishment. So we need to consider the market, the location, atmosphere, concept, and menu. Okay, so for the categories of food service establishment, we have the commercial food service, so which is focused on the majority of food service establishment in the commercial sector. So these food service establishments are being created or built in order to gain profit. No? Full service sites. Okay, so for the offsite food service, these are institutional or non-commercial establishments. Okay, so um, so for the offsite, this is focused on the indirect institution wherein the food establishment is in. Okay, so for example, colleges and universities, wherein the primary purpose of these institutions are for educational purposes. So the secondary purpose is for the food service. So unlike the commercial, it's directly um, the focus is directly to earn out of serving food and accommodation to guests. Okay, so we have again two categories. Now we have the commercial food service and the outside food service. Okay, so as for the types of food service establishments, we have the chain restaurants. So this is the most well-known type of food service establishment. So the fast food chains or the quick service restaurants. Okay, so for the fast food or the fast casual, so we have different examples. So KFC, Louisiana, Jollibee, Burger King, and Wendy's. So for Jollibee and Burger King, so and KFC, there are more fast food. And as you order, the orders will be served to you immediately and can be categorized also as fast casual. So the Louis and the Wendy's as well. Okay, so fast food versus food casual. Okay. So when we say fast food, this is more on quick, really quick, really quick service, preparation, cooking time of products. So while in a food casual, first, this is more the service here is more slower than the fast food chains, okay, and a bit different from the fast food chains. So, like in Wendy's and this in Louisiana, so there is a difference between the duration of the the service being rendered to customers. In fast food chains, here much faster service sa Wendy's and Luciana, much slower, a little bit slower than the um, fast food chains. So again, here are the different types of food service, a table service. So wherein people or customers are waiting on their table, and as they enter the establishment, they will be given a menu, no, a menu card or a menu itself, no, in order for to select what food they want. No. And then afterwards, the waiter will get their orders and then will serve to them after being prepared. So that's the so we have um, ethnic. No? So when we say ethnic, we have different specialties, no, in accordance to their culture. So here an example, we have Filipino food, no, we have Japanese, Indian. Okay, so there's a specification of the menu as well upon their culture. So that's ethnic food service. And we have here the specialty. Okay, so specialty, the difference here is that here in the Philippines, no, we have different specialty by region. So, example, no, so this focus on the most dishes. Okay, then seafood, live seafood. Okay, and then we have the specialty restaurant art gallery. So the included arts, no, in the establishment we have in the restaurant specialty restaurant. So specifically specializes with specific products, no, and services, even the interiors, no. So that's specialty restaurant. Okay. So we have also the fine dining. So here in fine dining, as you can see, the ambience are more elegant. No? The setup of the tables and chairs are more uh, distant with each other, and then the table setting are very elegant. And then the service here is very slow. So the the majority of the food here are made to order. So uh, from appetizer and complete course, no, from appetizer to salad, and then up to the beverage, and then the dessert. No? So full course. So usually we have appetizer, um, soup, salad, the main course, the dessert, together with the beverage. Okay, so the service here is very slow. So as you can see, the interior, it's very elegant, and also as a guest or as customers, we need to wear appropriate attire whenever dining in this type of service establishment. Okay. So we have theme restaurants. No? So the restaurants are designed in accordance to theme. Um, so we have different examples here. We have the Hugot Cafe wherein they posted many Hugot life quotes, no? And then here, no, this is very unique. They use a cubicle as the serving platter, no? And it's very innovative and different from others. Okay, so in a certain service or ambience or products uh, are different from what is common. Of course, customers are very curious to try. Okay, so that's one of the advantages of deciding to have a theme restaurants. Now, you will think of themes that are out of the box. Okay. We also have the top restaurants. No? So top meaning um, the height of the location of the restaurants are on top. rooms are positioned on top, wherein we can see views, different views, and which will attract most of the guests that wanted to have um, a relaxing and quiet dining experience with nature. Okay, so here, the view here is the sea. Dito na view here is the environment, the view of wherein the person see the lake, the mountain, fresh air, and then here the ocean. Okay, so that's the restaurant. And then we have the family restaurant. So the um, focus here is to serve a family or a group. uh, so we have the Shakey's and the Chef's grill wherein they have set menus for families. We also have buffet. So before buffet restaurants wherein they offer variety of food, no, and in accordance to a set price. And so they have a wide space. They offer from appetizer up to the dessert, and they have different types of beverages as well. We have the Vikings and the Spiral Four Seasons. And then cafeteria. So this is very common to us, sa mall, sa school, wherein different food stalls are placed. So different menus, different specialties, and then they have chairs and tables for the guests to sit at this cafeteria style of food service establishment. And then we also have snack bars. So ito yung mga kiosk, no? These are standalone food service establishment or food service cars or snack bars. No? So we have these examples, the Turks, Show My House, Sagu. So I know all of us are familiar about this one. And then, okay, we have also the discotheque or the bars, no, disco houses. So wherein, as you can see, people are enjoying the music, dancing as in the center, in the middle of the stage. And then we have the DJ here, no? So the interiors are different. They also serve wines or snacks here, light meals also. So this is what we call the discotheque. Okay. Then we have the nightclubs. Okay. So as you observe the design, no, of the facility, it's elegant. It's very elegant. Now here they have this uh, lights on the stage, no, the wide space tables. We have chairs that are designed elegantly. Okay. So we also have nightclubs. Another example of nightclubs. So this is much stiffer than the first example. Okay. But they have also different designs, no, of the interiors, the lights, okay, the floors, the chairs, okay, tables. Okay. So now let's go to facilities planning and design of food service establishment. So we really now food service industry is really developing. So there are commercial sectors wherein food service is emerging to satisfy an increasingly discriminating market. Okay, offsite sectors, food services is becoming increasingly market driven. And then we have the new food service facilities and professional food service managers. So these are the considerations in facilities planning and design. And so we need to categorize if the fees that we are going to put up will be under commercial sector or outside sector. No? And also, not only for the establishment itself, but as well as the people, specifically the food service manager. So the food service manager should be professional for him to be able to contribute well in designing and planning the facilities. Yes. In this case, we have the food service facilities. So the design and layout of food service facilities is intended source for hospitality professionals involved in the design project. So for college and university students preparing for careers in food service and for design professionals who wish to know more about the food service design process, beginning with market research and financial feasibility studies and including design principles, equipment selection, and engineering. So this is what you are going to do in your feasibility study. You need to know these factors. So you need to also to conduct market research, design process, financial feasibility study, as well as what equipment would you like to put in your facility, the design principles, and as well as the engineering. So the project team, okay, so you have all, of course, the owner's representative, the engineers, the interior designer, the architect, the food service facility consultant, and food service equipment contractor. So these are the person or these are the group that should be included in your project team. You need to have all of this. And then the owner's representative, typical roles and responsibilities. Selecting team members such as the architect, food service, and consultant so that they will also determine the operational goals for the project setting and budget and obtaining funds for the project. They will also need to evaluate the design for the project, accept or reject recommendations of equipment, furniture, and etc. So for the architect, so these are the typical roles and responsibilities. They will coordinate the work of the design team. They will prepare the design team, such as engineers, consultants, interior designers. They will also prepare and submit design drawings and specifications for the project. They will manage the bidding and contract negotiation process. They will also need to coordinate and inspect the construction process. Okay, so those are the typical roles and responsibilities of architects. The engineers, so and electrical engineers design the systems that supply electricity as needed in the facility. Mechanical engineers are designing the plumbing, heating, ventilation, and air conditioning systems within the facility. For the structural engineers, they will design systems to support the structure of the building and to protect its integrity. Okay, the civil engineers, they will design site improvements necessary for facility. Okay, so those are the different types of engineers that your project team should have and their roles and responsibilities. Okay, for the full service consultant, assess the owner in identifying operational objectives. So they are working closely or they will work closely with the architect to determine space requirements, and they will design the food service areas and layouts equipment within them, and they will recommend equipment to the owner, and they will prepare drawings and specifications for the food service related parts of the project, and they will coordinate construction of the facilities, food service areas, including an inspection of the completed facility. Okay, so common food service consulting services. So they will responsible for market and financial feasibility studies, master planning and programming to determine what approaches, design concepts will best meet the owner's objectives. So they will also evaluate the facility in order to know the strengths and weaknesses of existing food services, and as they assess, they will recommend improvements, and then they will also responsible for the food service facilities and design as operations analysis in order to identify inefficiencies and recommend improvements. Okay. For the interior designer, they give the food service operation distinctive visual character and theme through the design of interior spaces, the selection of colors, and the specification of furnitures and finishes. So I think this is very important. So as I said a while ago, that all of our senses, in the perspective of customers, all of our senses are still our senses are functioning whenever we go in different hotels and restaurants. So in order to stimulate the response of the senses of the customers, your food service facility should be distinct, visually distinct, different. They have their own character, their own theme, and the selection of colors should match the theme of the restaurant as well as the specification of furniture and finishes. So they also need to focus on the public or customer parts facility rather than on the kitchen or storage. Okay, so that's the interior designer. And then we have the food service equipment contractor. So a dealer who markets food service equipment may be a subcontractor hired by the general contractor, or maybe a prime contractor hired by the owner. Okay, so it can be a dealer, it can be subcontractor, or it can be prime contractor. Then they furnish and install equipment as designed and specified by the food service design consultant. Okay, so we have here the design sequence. So you need to have your pre-design muna, the concept development, the feasibility study, and then you have to design, no? You have to program, you have to have schematic design, design development, construction documents, the bidding and award, construction administration, of course, inspection and acceptance. And then you will have the post-design, which you will have the implement the training. So you will work until the so the design muna. So you have the feasibility study here that you will defend, no? So after when you graduate and you want to pursue your feasibility study, you will go here, the design and the post design. So for the programming, this involves space analysis to determine the amount of area required for each of the functional areas of the food service operations. So you need to determine the determination of the on what are the functional areas that need to be located next to each other. So preparation of food service program statement. This is a narrative description of the requirement of each functional area used by the design team. Okay, so for the schematic design example, okay, so this is for the kitchen. Okay, so you need to have this in your feasibility study. Okay, and then this shows the shape of the building, the entrances, the location, dining rooms, kitchen, on the major components of the food service facility. So you have the present and the revised, no? Then you will estimate the cost. Okay, so as you present your schematic design, of course, we will see if what will be needed to be revised, no? Or if you defended it perfectly, if you will defend it perfectly. So I presentation or initial schematic design will be approved. So you do not need to revise. Okay, so what are the factors that we are going to look at? The spacing, the positioning, no? If the employee will able to move efficiently inside the kitchen or not. So this is an example of um, design development phase 2. No? Okay, so floor plans, you have the utility, the drawings, the elevation, the sections, revisions and refining. You need also to have detailed drawings and consultation need. Okay. Okay. So next we have the electrical. So this is also important because if this part will not be developed perfectly or efficiently, so they might have accidents within operation. So this is very critical part as well. Okay, then we have the mechanical. Okay, design development mechanical. So all of the equipments are already going to function. No, we're going to put the sockets. Okay, so how are this equipment will operate. Okay, then next we have the elevation drawing for pot sink with collector. And then you need to have the construction documents, no, which you need to have drawings no, that shows construction of the new or renovated facility, including all site work, structural systems, rooms and other spaces, utility systems, equipment, finishes, and details. So for the specification, you need to describe the materials and products, the standards of workmanship, methods of fabrication and construction, applicable code requirement, methods of installation, cleaning and testing. So you need also to have general conditions of the contract that includes the defining of terms, the responsibilities, establishment of payments, schedules, description of how changes are being handled, then listing the specific project conditions. For the phase 4, you have the bidding and contract negotiation. So putting the project on street, interested contractors may prepare proposals following the requirements of the documents. So you will for the you will select here on your what proposal best fit your study. So questions regarding the requirements are addressed by the design. Bids are due by a deadline 4 to 8 weeks for food service equipment. So what uh, construction firm you're going to select for them to do your project. So bids are evaluated for conformance to the contract requirements, and the successful bidder will of the lowest qualified price that is identified and the contract is negotiated. So it's not again you need also to consider the quality, no, not just only the price. The next is full service equipment contractors. We often propose substitutions and alternates to what was specified in the bid documents. The substitutions, these are the proposals to provide materials, products, equipment, or systems from a manufacturer order or other one named in the specifications. Uh, and then alternates, these are proposals to provide materials, equipment, or products, even systems, uh, different from what was described in the specifications, generally at a significantly lower price. Okay, so next we have the construction coordination or the phase 5. So you have to review, to examine, coordinate, and to prepare. For the implementation and training, so benefits employees by explaining the intent of the design, to learn the most efficient and effective ways of using the new facility, and demonstrating the proper use and maintenance of new equipment. This is an example of the dining trend across countries post COVID-19. So as you can see, they have barriers here now on the tables, and then they have fewer guests allowed to sit or to accommodate inside the restaurant. Okay, so we have here uh, less tables or more cash. So, so this is very unique. They use this uh, round table also to distinguish the distance between each guest. Okay, and then they have this the barrier and the markings here that no customer should eat in front of the other, and in order to show the social distancing inside the establishment. And then for the takeout windows, so they secure or they ensure the safety in terms of uh, they also follow the safety and health protocols, face masks and face shields. They, they do not allow customers to enter, so they just have takeout windows in order to continue the operations. And then more combos and prefix options. No, it can be delivery system, so which is nowadays very trendy. No? We have different delivery modes of delivery nowadays. Okay. And then so cutting large parties. Okay. So as much as the establishment would want to entertain, but now the situation is different. No, they need to restrict on how many customers are really allowed now. So mostly 50% of the restaurant capacity are allowed to dine because of the situation. Okay, and then we have the reservations. No, then the reservations are also 50% of the capacity of the restaurant. Okay, of course to limit the number of customers entering the restaurant and the spread of the virus. Okay, so here are the references. This slide is from DHM students of PW Manila. Okay. And then I also add our readings, learning materials area, which is a trend now on how establishment are designing, specifically the food service establishment are designing their restaurant in consideration to COVID-19. So the study that I sent to you is from the country of India. So I want you also to read that and give your reflection about that. Okay. So that's it for the presentation today. So later we will have the short quiz topic, and then for assignment, kindly submit to me a 5 to 10 minute video of your reflection about this topic. No, please do your video animated and with subtitles in order for me to understand your explanation about this topic. Okay, thank you very much and stay safe, everyone.